That's a Selah moment right there. I'm dying empty of everything that God put inside of me. Hey, hello, everyone. This is yours truly, it's Coach Fullwood. We're going to do a part two. I'm going to jump in this quickly because I got a lot of things I want to cover in these 15 minutes. So I have to pay attention to my time, and those listening through Instagram, greetings upon you. So last week, talked about a growth mindset. Do you have a growth mindset? And to kind of give you a synopsis of last week's a principal moment, basically we talked about locus of control. What is locus of control? Locus of control is when you allow, there's external and internal. Okay. So when you allow outside circumstances to dictate what you do and who you are, that's what a locus of control when we're talking about external. Okay. One of the examples is you failed at something, you tried something that didn't work, right? So you tell yourself, well, I'm no good at this, I'm a failure at this, and because of a result. So an internal locus of control will take, okay, I failed at this. What was it that had me to fail? Was it a lack of preparation? So you do more internally looking and evaluating, okay, I'm not going to fail this again, so I'm going to retake it. Okay, that's what it is. For instance, when I did my first bodybuilding show, and I had 3 second place finishes, and so immediately, when everything was done, I went to talk to the judges, and it was like, what did I miss where I did not get first place? Okay, internally, I was like, okay, there won't be another second place when I do this again. Or I could have said, well, second place is good, and actually in one of them, it was only me and another guy. So actually I was last place. So, if you really look at it, so I could have just gave up and said, you know what, man, forget this. But no, it's like going back to the lab and looking at, okay, this is what they said I need to work on. And so I put my mind into that frame to, okay, this is what we're going to do. So the next time I go on stage is I'm going to these areas that they said they're going to be in better condition. And so that's how it is. So externally, the weather, we allow rain and storms to determine whether we go outside or not. And you have things to accomplish. You have things to do. So these are just little examples. But even if you know someone where their whole mindset is just doom and gloom, hey, this is my life. This is how God wanted it to be. Lies. This is how God wanted to be. And so their life is just mediocre. You know what I'm saying? It's just mediocre. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm here. There's no big deal. Just another day. No thrill that this might be your last day. And I'm going to do everything that I can do to maximize this day. I don't care what the weather's like. I don't care if I walk outside, I got a flat tire, no spare. Uber, Lyft, there's places I got to go. There's people I need to see. Other people would just chalk it all up. Well, it's just not meant for me to be. It's just not meant. So, can we change that mindset? Absolutely. But to let you know, let me give you some examples of someone who has the eternal locus of control. They're more resilient. They're better at coping with failure. Okay, they're better at coping with failure, most likely to challenge themselves. People who have an eternal locus of control don't need a lot of people pushing them. They don't need, they don't need that pat on the back. They don't, they don't need that all the time. Okay, they don't seek for it. It's something eternal that pushes them. I call it a spirit of tenacity. That's what I call it. That's what I believe God put inside of me, because all my failures, my shortcomings, the times I did wrong, bad decisions, whatever, but yet I'm still here and I'm still pushing and I'm still fighting and I'm still succeeding in Him. So that's why I call it a spirit of tenacity. I'm not going to quit. Not going to quit. Okay. Now, those who have an external locus of control, they're less resilient. Okay. They're less resilient. No fight, no will, pity parties, all this stuff. They're poor at coping with failure. They're totally opposite. They feel defeated. All my life, all my life. I was gonna say something funny here, but all my life, I just have not been able to make it. I've done this, didn't work. Done that, didn't work. Marriages didn't work. School started, stop, started, stop. Just not able to complete. Maybe it's just not the will of God for my life, because we're always going to blame somebody. Okay. And then another example is avoid challenges that could reveal their flaws. Do you not know a lot of people do not want their flaws revealed? These people are good at pointing out other people's flaws, but don't you dare touch their flaws. They'll shift it. They'll blame shift. They'll do anything to avoid looking at their own selves. Okay, so I think I'll do the quiz next week. I got a little short quiz for y'all. Okay, so let me go over this. A growth mindset. To know if you have a growth mindset is a belief that your basic qualities, including your intelligence and talent, can be cultivated through effort. Okay, I'm not the English is not my forte. I'm a lot better than I was, but I'm stronger in math than I'm in grammar and English. However, with that being said, I'm author of 2 books. Somebody else could be like, well, man, I can't write, my grammar, this, that, whatever, and knowing they have material to write, but will not write it. Okay. What cultivating the efforts in your weakness, like, okay, if you're real with yourself, you're true with yourself, and you know your weaknesses, then you can say, I'm weak in this area. I need to read some books on this. Okay, I have to read some books on this so that I can sharpen my skill. Okay, now the late Dr. Miles Monroe said this. He said, our job is our job. Now, our job could be our marketplace ministry or whatever, but your gifts and callings, right? If you spend 8 hours working for whoever, you need to put in about 8 hours working in your gifts and callings, because how will they make room for you if you don't take the time to cultivate them, to sharpen your skills in your gifts and callings? Selah, let's pause and think about that. Because what happens is our job, by the time we're done, it wears us out, right? It wears us out. So that by the time we get home, and if you got kids, you got to cook and all this other stuff, you're worn out. So when are you going to work the gifts God is giving you? You're going to constantly wait till Sunday morning, and you're not even, there's just a lack of preparation. You don't put in the time that you do, on your job. But then at the same token, many of us want to be used and we want to go into great platforms and everything. But when are you sharpening your gift? When are you sacrificing sleep, sacrificing TV and movies to cultivate your gifts? All right, let me come back. All right, so this means that while people may be innately different with certain aptitudes and temperaments, all aspects of a person's ability and personality can be changed. regardless of where your set point is. Okay. If you set your mind to it, you can accomplish it. If you want to put, you want to go to the library, said people perish for a lack of knowledge. Libraries open all the time. There's so much knowledge in the library. You can Google yourself to death. There is information out there for us to gain knowledge. And yet we perish because we don't want to put in the work. All right. So what's a fixed mindset? And I won't be able to cover all this. Let's talk about fixed mindset for a little bit. So then maybe I will. Yeah, there's 3 questions for the quiz. All right. So a fixed mindset, on the other hand, is a belief that these same characteristics are fixed at birth or become locked in by a certain age. Okay. So it's more so, okay, well, God, this is what God blessed me with, and that's it. That's it. That's all. There's no more coming out of me. There's nothing else in me. This is just, it is just fixed. Period. It's fixed. So this means that some people are just inherently more talented or intelligent than others, and that's just the way it is. So if you ever been around people, you're just like, man, they are so smart, they're so intelligent. And sometimes it could be by birth, but also you don't know how much time that they put in to be as intelligent as they are. Everybody's not watching, Hip Hops of Atlanta and Atlanta Housewives and California Housewives and all these other, reality shows. There are people who can't even tell you about a TV show because they're busy educating their mind. So if you feel like at least part of you believes that intelligence and talents are fixed, you're not alone. There's a whole lot of other people feel the same way. Okay. Most people, especially in this world, the Western world, believe this because our culture teaches us that it's true. They teach us that it's true. I'm about to show you how. So it's not our fault. Emphasis is put on testing to determine our intelligence, such as taking an IQ test or being graded. Even before going to college, there's a pre-entry exam. And they're trying to test your knowledge of where you at. Emphasis is put on testing us to determine our intelligence, such as, I already said that. Let me move on. No one stops to think that a single test taken on a certain day at a certain age cannot possibly predict how well you would do on the test years later. Sometimes a lack of preparation will cause you to mess up on a test. A lack of sleep can cause you to mess up on a test. That doesn't mean down the road, 4 or 5 years ago, that you're a poor test taker. Does not mean that. Because maybe you've learned in between that time and down the road, you know what? I need to prepare a whole lot earlier because I realize that I can't study at the last minute and go take a test. See, that's the internal locus. Where the other person who studied all night, got there half awake, Starbucks ain't working for them, and you know what? I failed. I studied all night. School is just not for me. And they quit. And they won't go back. Okay? So, my time is up here. Let me wrap this up here. So, we're taught that these tests identify what we got, and that's it. And that is such a lie. Okay? And that we're stuck with it. This is just who you are. We tested your child, and your child is this. They're supposed to go into 4th grade, but they got a 2nd grade reading level. Okay. So I'm going to take the test and understand, okay, my son or daughter, all right, we're about to grind. As a parent, we're about to grind. We're going to get a tutor, and you're going to bring up your reading comprehension. Okay. So when they take the test again, they're going to be at that 4th grade level or a level ahead, because we're doing the preparation. We are internally, no, my child's not going to fail. We're going to work. Is there a possible learning disability? Whatever it is, let's find out what it is so we can go. Okay. So in the culture, we are obsessed with natural talent. And there's 2 problems with this, and I'm done. The people who work hard to develop their abilities far outwin the naturals in the long run. And that's 1. 2, if being a natural is so important, it actually discourages the effort it takes for those who have to work hard at it. So understand, if you're a natural athlete, you're just naturally gifted. So it seems like they really don't have to work hard at it. But at the same token, they don't appreciate what they have. But when you have some gifts and talents, but because of the work you put into it, you don't take it lightly. Okay. You don't take it lightly. And so you appreciate the work that you put in, because your mindset is, I'm going to be the best that I can be. So that's it for now. That's it for now. I hope you join me. I think I'm going to do one. I think I'm going to follow up later on this week and continue this. And I do want to let you guys know, I do have a coaching channel that's coming, and it's by subscription only. So you're going to have to pay to get this knowledge. The knowledge that I'm working and training for and paying for, glory be to God. But I wanted this to help you. And I believe that if you don't pay for something, then it's of no value to you, because you're getting it for free. So it doesn't matter if you listen to it or not. And so it's not going to be it's not going to be overwhelmingly costly or anything, but it is coming very soon. It's going to come this month, in the month of June, but it's going to be my own coaching channel through Marco Polo. And so you're going to get updates on that. Put in the work, Keisha. We got to put in the work, period. Bottom line. Okay. So strive. Listen, let's stop allowing external. Let's just stop allowing outside voices. Okay, most of us are men and women of God. Let's stop allowing outside voices dictating what we can do in God. The devil is a liar, because what God put inside of you can't no man take away. Okay, a lot of us, we just have not been connected to the right people who can see what God has put inside of you to help push you and cultivate you, so that you can take off and do the things that God has specifically assigned for you to do to advance his kingdom in the earth. All right, I'm going to stop preaching. All right, guys, I love you so much. And stay tuned. I will probably do one in the middle of the week. I want to continue on a growth mindset. Okay, and then I'm going to cover these short quiz questions as well. So stay tuned. Look out for me. And we'll go from there. Amen. That's a Selah moment right there.